morning, friends. I've had a lot of really good suggestions from people to help keep my girls safe from the hawks. And the thing is this area right here, you can see just a few here. That's where a chicken hawk will pick them off, but there you've got a rooster out there watching. I let him out this morning. Unknowingly, there was a hawk in the area. And as soon as they came in, that hawk started screaming. I mean, I've never heard a hawk scream like that before, but it sure did. And they went in as fast as they could, but the roosters stayed out. I think it was 4 or 5 roosters, I think I counted, that stayed out and sentryed for them. And I was out here, and I mean, it landed in this tree right here. And it was like it landed right in there. And I screamed at it and said, "Get out of here, go on, get away." And it just stayed there. It wasn't afraid of anything. And so when they're that bold and that hungry, they might even go into the barn to get them. I mean, that's just how they are. I mean, anything would do that when they're that hungry. And, you know, it's spring and they're looking for a good, easy meal because they've been somewhere else and they're just back, you know, and they're trying to see what easy pickings they've got. Well, so all of this area right here is going to be a garden, and all of that area back there is going to be a garden. So I don't really want to encumber it with anything that might cause me interference whenever I'm tilling or gardening or something like that. And it's pretty rare that they get them in the winter anyway. It's just the spring that you have to watch out for them. And now that I'm outside, you see them coming out more, and you see them going out there well, they're still going under they do have little hide holes here and there. They have, like right now, these hens right here are in between two. I've got I don't know what it is. They're used for concrete. And I just push them up against the fence so that they'll have somewhere to get under whenever they're out here. And then they can mosey out, and then they know that if something's coming after them, they have somewhere that they can run and hide. But the bad thing is, it'll come get them underneath whatever it is that they're hiding under. They're not afraid. They're not afraid of anything at all. So there's not really a whole lot you can do whenever a chicken hawk decides it wants a chicken. Here's Jane. She's come out a little bit, but she kind of got nipped a little bit. But looks like she's got some more buds, so she might actually bloom. And tomorrow I'm planning on planting my trees over here. This is going to be my corn and okra spot. Pretty good spot. I don't know. I may put some other things in here too. So therefore, I don't really want a great big. I've got a trampoline I could use, but they jump on top of it and off they go. You know, I mean, and poop all over it, and you know, that's not really something that I want to get into, because it's hard to move that thing for me whenever you're. Gosh, I'm going to be 69 years old in a couple weeks, and I have to really just, you know, do as good as I can, as long as I can, and just, you know, try and keep my girls as safe as I can, because this right here is going to be my potato patch. And so, of course, like I said, all that's going to be garden, and all this is going to be garden. So they're going to have a smaller place up here, and I'm planning on making them a chicken run to go through there somehow and make a bigger fence out there. But the bad thing is if they get out there and get alone by themselves, they'll still get picked off. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot you can do, because unless you got a net, and that's going to be a big dang net that I'm going to have to put up. And I don't think that, number one, I can afford it. And number two, I don't have the strength or the energy to put one up with all of the building that it'd take to keep it up to where I could walk through it and do all my chores and take care of them, and, you know, all the things that I have to do. So the net's really kind of out of the picture. And if you think about it, people who don't have their chickens pinned up, that have their chickens just out free roaming, they get picked off even worse than these do, because at least they've got roosters right here, here and there. I used to let them free range, and they would go down in that area, down in there, and they'd start laying eggs, and my eggs, I couldn't find them. And overnight they'd be gone because snakes or raccoons or skunks or whatever it is that eats eggs would eat them, and they would want a nest down there. Look at them. There's something else. See? Now they know to go over to that, and that rooster told her, get over there. See, they've got those, I don't know what you call them. I use them for my tomatoes, but you know, they're leaned up against this thing so that they can come over here and get under it and use it for shelter. And the chicken hawks can't really see that. And the bad thing is they get under there, and the chicken hawk scares them to death so bad that they knock it over. That's what happened to this big thing. It's a big, long piece, and the chicken hawk couldn't get to it unless it went in there with them, and it's not smart enough to do that right away. But if you can see, they've got a pretty long area down here that they can get under if they want to, or if they think about it. But, you know, they've already eaten all the bugs from there, and so they don't keep going back into a place that they don't have bugs anymore. So, you know, it's just something that you just have to grit your teeth and just put one foot in front of the other and keep going forward. Right there is Renfro and Kazoo and Scout and Biggin and Captain. So they've got roosters out here watching over them. It's just that it scares roosters to death too, I guess. They're supposed to be protecting them, but these roosters don't know they're supposed to do that, and they run for cover instead. But they did sentry at the door today, which I thought was pretty cool. Of course, I was out there, and they're not afraid when I'm out there. So I guess that's a good thing. At least my animals know that I'm here to protect them. And you see what happens to them whenever they... Guys, I am walking so much better. I cannot even believe it. I used to just waddle back and forth, and I have been working and working and working on my walking and doing my exercises, and I just can't believe how much better I am. I am so thrilled. And looky here. See, everybody is up against the wall over here. They're just like, okay, we're going to come in here, and we're just going to be happy right here where we're at. And Hazel had another egg out that was, it didn't have anything in it, and it was broken. So she either broke it and pulled it out of here, or maybe there's a baby in there, but I don't hear anything. I don't know. I asked her if she had a baby, but she didn't wag her tail. I think she would have wagged her tail if she had a baby in there. Actually, I might hear something. Or it might be my littles in the other room. Still haven't caught him yet. I need to catch him and put him in there with Brother. Or I think that's his dad, actually, because they sure look exactly alike. Anybody want a rooster, let me know. If you're close enough, you can just come pick one of these up. And I gave them some scratchings in here this morning because I wanted them to be able to be happy and know that I'm excited for them, that they were smart enough to get in the house. And they're making a big mess of their food, so that's what they do first, is they pick in there through there to see if they can find any, because that stuff is pressed and it's got corn pressed in it, and sometimes you can see the corn pressed into the feed, and they'll pick those out. Well, so I won't give them very much in their bucket anymore whenever they get out of feed, and I make them eat it off the ground because that's what they do anyway. They like scratching through it and eating it. It's less mess that way. So I've got an egg here, and I got a few girls doing their job today, and I got 5 eggs in that middle one. I got a girl over here in the corner. I've got an egg here and a girl there. She just laid one. Just popped it out, just there. I don't know if I got it on camera or not. I was too busy looking at the eggs. And she's sentrying for this girl. For her sister. So she's trying to keep everybody away from them. And these are just hiding from the rooster. They don't like those old roosters all in their tail all the time. And that's what happens when you have too many roosters. And here's Megan. She's on the nest again. She loves it over here. She likes just hanging out over here. Here's a girl with no feathers on its throat. You can pretty much tell who's going to be where whenever it's time for them to lay an egg. At least Megan's quiet today. Well, that's too bad. You shouldn't be a bad boy and you wouldn't be in the corner. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to show you. Scoot over, girls. And they wait till you get right up there and say, okay, you've got to move now, before they ever decide to move out of your way. So I came in here. Oh, I love these lights coming on. I came in here and this was just too small. They're about a week and a half old, I think. And so the first thing that happens is they get all of the feed out of those little feeders like that. They just peck it out like the big ones do in there. Peck it out and get it all over the floor. So then they start getting the water all over the place. They'll dump it over one way or another, and then the bottom starts turning hard, and they poop on it and stuff, and it just gets nasty and stinks. So I actually had my Walmart order that came in, had a great big box, and I actually had a wire cage piece that was just the exact size for this box. So I came in here today and I did some work around on it, and I put one of those dog food bag, the plastic ones, underneath all of that, and then gave them bigger. I raised their water up and didn't put very much sawdust. Well, it's chips around it, because they get it packed in with water and with chips. And then it makes a really big mess and they can't get to it. And then I put this on here. It's far enough from the cardboard. It's not going to hurt anything. And it's far enough from the light over here. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I put I know they get really scared when you touch anything in here. So I hung their food, and that's easy for them to jump up there. And I got them a big thing of water. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Gave them a big thing of water, and they're over here underneath the light, so they're a little bit chilly today. It's not really that cold, but when you lift this thing, they're scared too, because they have a new environment that they're not used to. So it'll take them a little while, and then they'll start running around like crazy again, and there won't be any fear until I come around and start trying to mess with them and fix their water or their food. I've got their food where I can just put it in the top of the feeder from the outside and not have to move around too much. With the water, it's not like that. You have to pull it out and move it in and out. Now, when they come from the hatchery, they normally give them their little shot. Well, if they give them their shot, you do not give them medicated food, because that's what the medicated food is for. So when you go to where I go to get my feed, which is Stillwater Milling, this baby food is what I call it. It's everything they need when they're brand new babies. You don't feed it to them after they grow up. But this is not medicated. So if you feed them medicated food after you have their shots, it's going to null out the shots. So there's really no sense in paying the extra money for the medicated food. But what is it called? Stillwater Milling, my feed store, doesn't sell any medicated baby chick feed. It's all unmedicated. So that way you know that you don't have to worry, because they won't get coccidiosis, because they've got the shots from the hatchery. Now, if you raise your own chicks, you probably need to go ahead and feed them medicated food in the very beginning, because all it does is protects them from coccidiosis. It's not anything that's harmful to them or to you later. So you can tell how deep this bedding is. Look how far down they've gone in it. trying to get, I threw them some scratch, and they will scratch through this and scratch through this and scratch through this and turn it all over, which is exactly what they're supposed to be doing. It makes it easier for me to pull it out of here whenever summer comes. Well, whenever it starts getting warm, and it's supposed to be almost 80 degrees tomorrow, which I am so excited. I'm going to hopefully plant my trees tomorrow. That should be, the ground should be really, really ready for that. And then I should be, and then it's going to rain again after that. So I'm really excited about it. Are you eating, baby boy? Are you getting you a drink? Oh, he doesn't like me to talk to him. He really doesn't. Now, Poppy don't mind. Poppy and Magnolia are together. He doesn't really mind you to pet him. He's a big old boy. And they're just little best friends. Aren't they cute? They're right there at their feed bowl, and they got their heads all together, just laying there. We're going to have babies before long. Yeah, it's my babies. Have baby rabbits and possibly baby ducks. I'm not sure if she's going to have any babies or not. And baby chicks. So you can tell it's spring. I am so excited. I'm so happy and ready for it. Looks like all the green is coming out and all of the pretty flowers are going away from my Bradford pear. I've been reading that Bradford pears aren't really the best thing to have at your house. And I've always loved mine because my dad gave them to me, and he died in 2001. So I'm trying to, this one lost half, and this one right here had a bad storm and it fell against my house, and a little seedling came up about 10 feet away, and so I just let it be. So that's kind of the second generation of the tree that my dad gave me. And these are the flowers that I planted, I don't know, a month ago or so. Aren't they pretty? They'll be standing up whenever the sun comes out. And they're all doing really well. I planted some up here and in the back row. And it doesn't look like any of them's coming up. Of course, it also doesn't look like there's any water going back there either. I've watered them a couple of times. But it doesn't look like there's something right there that's coming up maybe. But my hyacinths are beautiful. They have fallen over, which that's one reason I really don't like hyacinths too much. They're beautiful. They smell wonderful when you get up next to them. But first rain and they're on the ground. And that just drives me crazy. Makes me crazy. So, I sure do love, love, love spring. It's my favorite time of year. Looky here, I planted these. It looks like there's only going to be about 3 of those that bloom. That's okay, it was just an experiment anyway. If it blooms, it blooms. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And this is where my oregano was last year. I'll probably put some more in there. I've got some ready to go. I just don't want to get it frozen out. And got a few things coming up here. Well, those are crocuses right there. This is dianthus, I think. And that's about it. Well, this is that green stuff, whatever that green stuff is. It's real pretty. What's it called? Artesima. I left a little. I left all of these in here to show me where I had them last year, but they all died out whenever we couldn't water. We had a really bad drought, and they said, nope, you don't get to water. So everything that needed water in the summertime died, and I think that the roots died too, even if they were perennial. I don't think they're going to come back up unless they were buried really deep. And they just went dormant. I don't really know. But I'm really excited about my fruit trees. Here they are. This is my Granny Smith. It's not really doing much yet. Of course, it's mid-season, so it won't. And this is my Arkansas Black, which I'm kind of excited about it. It's a real dark, deep burgundy red. Kind of like the apple you used to give your teacher when you was little. And these two are these two are, let's see, peach trees. Alberta peaches. They're semi-dwarf, so they'll be about 20 feet tall. And these two are peach trees. No, these two are plum trees. They look like peach trees, but they're plum trees. And they're early, I guess, because they're already bloomed. And I put them under the eave because we had some deep, hard freezes. And I didn't really want to plant them yet because I didn't want them to lose their blooms or their buds or anything. So I went ahead and just left them right here and have been watering them in. I put the Walmart bags around the bottom of them to try to keep some of the water in so that they don't, because the water will just, the stuff that's in there is just like a mulchy looking stuff. And the water goes in the top and goes right out the bottom. And I thought, well, you know what? If I put these Walmart bags there, it probably won't do much, but at least it might keep it a little bit moister inside of there and not let it just dry right out. So that kind of helps me not have to water it so much. And I also went ahead and planted these that I had left over in that box. And it looks like they're coming up too. I doubt if they do anything this year. If they come up, you can see one right here and right there and right there. Well, yeah, 2 or 3 of them here and there. And then I put some of the soil that I got out of my raised beds in there. So that might help it just a little bit. But I put these over here, these pieces of cages, to keep the flipping armadillos and things that eat bugs and stuff under the ground and eat bulbs, so that at least they'll have a little bit of chance to make it and they won't get eaten and or pulled up and thrown out, because I've got it worked and it's a little bit looser than it would have been. And here's little Miss Cheyenne. Isn't she beautiful? She's such a big girl. She's a big girl and she loves tearing up stuff, don't you, baby girl? She loves her mama. She loves her mama. She wants some petting, but I can't pat her and hold this phone at the same time. She's got stuff in her mouth because her are you still going to talk? Because her straw is going in her water, and she drinks water, and that straw goes in her mouth. So I come out here regularly and get the straw out of her mouth because I can't keep the straw out of the water with this wind going around. I know, baby girl. It's okay. She just turned 1 year old, so let's see. Next week I'll have had her a year because she was 4 weeks old when I got her. And then the next week's my birthday. Oh, 69. I can't believe it. And Miss Jenny, she's my older girl. She's about 11. She's already gone in the house, I think. She spends a lot of her time in the house when it's cold out here. Or she'll go out and lay on that hay or that straw I've got out there for her. They have several bales of straw over there, and it's all gone. They have just, I don't know, maybe it blew away. Maybe Lil ate it. I don't know. You can see right here, I put one of their puppy pads out here so they can Miss Jenny can have a place to lay down. And Little tore it up, and there's pieces of it right there. I gotta do something with. Okay, I gotcha. With that, I'm going to let you guys go and have a good day. It's a beautiful rainy day here. I'm going to be doing stuff in the house. I've already got my animals taken care of. All I have to do now is do some watering. And if they can't come out and get some water, I don't know. Something wrong with them, I guess. But that's about all I'm going to do outside today. And tomorrow's supposed to be 80. So tomorrow's going to be the day that I do more things outside. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one.